Venice's small size makes it easy to forget that it was once a superpower. Need a reminder? Just look at these majestic palaces lining the Grand Canal, all built at the height of the Venetian Empire.
The description of a traveler that arrived in Venice at that time was marvelous. They could not believe it at their eyes, because the palace on the Grand Canal, they were so rich, so decorated. They were painted from the external walls by the best painter in Europe, and gold, and everything was so shining, because they have enough money to pay for everything.
How did a city that sprung from a lagoon become the strongest empire in Europe?
Because they have a specific capability to dominate the sea and use the sea as a trade route. That was unique because they live over the water. So they have this technique that were quite unique. And also because they had this political and social environment. Means that the population and the political class, they were very united. And it was a city very welcome to everyone. No problem for any kind of race, ethnic group, religion. Just because to be an open city was more easy to trade, to travel. Venice itself wants to control from the trading point of view. They didn't want to take over other countries.
Venice's influence and control extended throughout the Mediterranean and far beyond. From the 9th to the 12th century, the city was the hub of trade between Western Europe and the rest of the world. At its peak, Venice could count on a fleet of 3,000 boats, manned by over 36,000 sailors.
The trading commercial power arrived until the end of the Black Sea. And it's from there that Marco Polo one day decided to go on, to go forward and leave the boat there and start to walk, to see what was there.
Through its industrious and adventurous leaders such as Marco Polo, by the 13th century, Venice had become the most prosperous city in Europe. The Venetians actually developed tools of commerce that are now the backbone of our global economics.
To become a capitalistic state like it was, they needed money, but not only money, also all the system of payment.
Promissory notes, credit.
Yeah, all this stuff. The bank system, the insurance system, they invented these ways to help the commerce. And in Rialto, of course, they were the market, but also the office, to use these notes, credit notes, sort of checks, you know. And they were the custom place. They had to stop there to pay bills to the city. There were no bridge on the Grand Canal, so the boat with a big tree to sail, they could pass through the Grand Canal, arrive Rialto, deliver the goods in the stock place that were all around Rialto. It was amazing to see this big ship beside the palace, you know?
So the port of Venice at the time was deep enough for the merchant ships?
Yes, they also digged where they needed the big boat to pass.
These large boats took on an increasingly important role. In the 14th century, the Arsenal, Venice's bustling shipyard, became the largest factory in the world.
$16,000 workers works only on building boats. Arsenale is the first industry, you could say, in Europe. In fact, it's the place where they bring people to impress people. Everyone came to Venice, they took to Duke Palace and then Arsenale, because at that time they could see thousands of workers all together, very well organized, building boats. And they say that they could build 2 or 3 boats per day. Even Dante, you know, the most important Italian writer, dedicated a chapter to the Arsenale, writing that it was like a hell, fire, everything, you know. So that was the real power of Venice, because the boat was everything for Venice.
You have to wonder, before Venice became a maritime superpower, what exactly inspired its founders to build a city in a swamp?
Hi, Claudio.